with our level complete screen now working just the way we want to, we need to set it up so that it gets activated when all our bricks are destroyed. So I'm just going to, first of all, I'm just going to deactivate it because we don't want it to be open as soon as our game starts. And we're going to scroll in here. And what we're going to do is set it up so that our game manager is constantly checking to see if there's any bricks in the level. And if it finds out that there's no bricks left, it's going to say, okay, there's no bricks left, turn on the level complete screen. So to do that, what we're going to do is, first of all, we need to go to our game manager script, of course. We're going to add in a reference to the level win screen that we just created. So we're going to say a public game object level, we'll just call it level win. And then we're going to scroll down into our update loop, and then at the end of our update loop we're just basically going to say we're going to create a new variable that we're going to call our brick checker. So we're going to say var for variable, and we're going to call it brick check. And the reason we use var is just because it's a generic variable and it's not something that we're going to want to reuse too much. We're just going to use this kind of generic variable, and we're going to set that to be equal to an object that we're going to search for. So we're going to say find object of type brick controller, because we know that all the bricks that exist in the level have the brick controller script attached to it. And so what we're going to do is search for any object in the world that has a brick controller script, and we'll assign that to this variable. And then we can say if this variable, our brick check, is equal to null. And what that means is if our brick check is empty. So if our brick check is empty, then we know that we've done the find object of type brick controller and it hasn't been able to find any brick controllers to assign to this. So that means our brick check must be empty. So if our brick check is empty, then we know there's no more bricks left in the level, so we've won the game, or we've won the level at least. So then we can say our level win dot set active is true, so we're activating the level win screen. And we also want to make sure that we're pausing our time scale. So we want to say time.timescale equals 0, because we don't want our ball to be flying around the screen still after we have won the level, because it could end up with the ball going down into the pit and our players losing a life. So we want to make sure that we pause time when we win the level. And that was also why we set it in our game manager here, why we set our timescale to be 1 as soon as the level starts. Because if we're going to pause our game when we win the level, we want to make sure when we start a new level that our timescale goes back to being what it should be. Something I didn't discuss previously, but of course you could set your timescale to be at half speed if you wanted to make things a little more interesting for your players, or even double speed and to make things more harder. But for now we'll just stick with our timescale being at 1. Okay, so we've set that up now, so let's go back into our game and test that out to make sure it actually works. So first of all, once it compiles, we need to go to our game manager and connect our level complete screen over to our empty slot that will appear in a second. There we go, there's our empty slot. Let's pop that in there. I'm going to delete these 6 bricks here for the moment. I'll undo it in a second. But for now, I'm going to leave just these 2 here, because as we've been playing the game, every time we've launched our ball, it's destroyed these 2 bricks first of all. So to test out, we know that I'm about to destroy these 2 bricks, and that should, there we go, it activates our level complete screen. And now if I press any button, we've loaded up into level 2. So perfect, it's working just the way we wanted to. Now of course we haven't, this level 2 here is actually an old version of our level 2. We haven't set up a level complete screen on this one at all. So if we manage to destroy all the bricks on this level, which I'm not doing so good at, but if we do, we won't actually have any level complete screen in this screen at all. Let's see if I can get the, nope, didn't do so well there either. Let's see if I can bounce it over this way. There we go. So you can see now we were getting an error because the game manager doesn't know where to find the level complete screen on this level at all. So we'll need to probably delete that level 2 scene. It was only used as a practice, and create a completely new one if you want to. But for now we're perfectly fine where we are. So we can see now our level complete is working just the way we want it to. The next thing we want to do is when we move from one level to the other, at the moment for example here, if I was to just let the ball go up here and bounce down and lose a life, and then try and get both of these things here. But there we can see at the moment I have 1 life remaining and I have a score of 1100. When I go into the next level, my lives are set back up to 3 and my score is set back to 0, because those were the default values we gave, and at the moment we're not carrying any of that stuff through our levels. So let's look at a way to add carrying our score and our health in between levels.